with CARLA, where all these come together and more.
Good morning. Good morning. What a day it is today.
It is a great day.
Oh, yes, it is.
I don't know what song you're singing, but I'm winging it.
Well,
all the
it's
same.
rhyming, so we're fine.
Good.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Onyin.
Good morning.
How are you?
Fine, thank
All
you.
good?
Yeah.
And we are back for another show, The Health Station, only on Nigeria Info. We are looking forward to more information. Today it's going to be quite special because we're going to be talking a lot about one specific thing. But before we go further, if you would like to follow more on what we're doing every Friday, live at 11 a.m., you can follow us, hashtag The Health Station on Instagram or at Nigeria Info FM Lagos. There's lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of things to learn. You'll have to do that by following us on one of our social media.
Yes.
That didn't rhyme, but it went nice.
Pretty
All
well.
right, so we are going to start straight with the facts.
It's time for Facts of the Week.
Joy,
Creativity, finances,
Food, Target, Health.
All right, so we are talking about health today.
Yes, we are.
And, well, let me tell you something. Have you heard of this whole viral Instagram cure lately?
No, I have
I mean,
not.
you do spend a lot of time on social media,
I
don't
do,
you?
actually. Yes,
Yeah.
I do.
So you want to tell me you haven't bumped into anyone claiming about a specific juice that has healed her or him from chronic issues, whether it's disease or discomforts?
No, I haven't.
So you don't go much on social media.
Yes, I don't then.
Or you don't browse much. You're just focused on what you're putting in
Looking
there,
for
which
and
is
then
good.
going
You're
out.
living your own life and not
Yeah.
anybody else's life.
Thank you.
So we're talking about celery juice.
Okay.
It
Sounds
has
bitter.
become a viral Instagram quote cure, so they say. Basically, it's about drinking 16 ounces a day of freshly pressed celery juice and finding benefits out of that, and people have been claiming so much. Anyway, to start, we're talking about an Instagram influencer with millions of followers. We're talking about a celebrity endorsements and testimonials from many people. We're talking about a guy who doesn't even have any medical qualifications, although for the past years there has been this trending interest in celery juice, and this last year it's been on the, crema la crema, as they say. It's the
Okay.
peak of the year. People are ongoingly following this guy. The man, he calls himself the medical medium.
Ah.
His real name is
Oh,
real
no, it
name is
sounds
actually
familiar.
Anthony William.
Okay.
Glasses, nerdy looking guy, looks like a doctor, but he's not. He has no medical qualifications and he claims so himself. Although he has more than 2 million Instagram followers, he has 3.4 million followers on Facebook, and he's the author of many best-selling books.
I see. So now it's all coming together. So there's this particular lady I love to watch. She's an American celebrity, yes. So I watch her Instagram and YouTube videos sometimes, and she was doing a lifestyle tour of her fridge and what she eats, her diet. And I remember when she opened the section of her fridge, her refrigerator, there was like a bunch of celery. And she did mention that medical
Something
medium
about that.
guy, yeah.
I mean, you've got testimonials from a very good number of celebrity. I'm going to give you examples. Like the lady you're talking about, it's not just her. You've got tennis star Novak Djokovic. You have Naomi Campbell. She's one of my favorite models, one of the
Okay.
most beautiful women I've ever seen. Gwyneth Paltrow. And he actually has written for her lifestyle website. She has a lifestyle website called Goop. Pharrell. And he's also appeared in shows like Keeping Up with the Kardashians and so on and so forth. So what does he claim?
No wonder.
Yeah. He claims that celery juice can provide relief from illnesses and chronic disease. Just have 16 ounces a day on an empty stomach. And he claims that it helps fight cancer, diabetes, revive liver cells, flush out pathogens and toxins. It's a tonic to cleanse the liver. And he states that celery is the best way to alkalize the body. So basically, when we're saying alkalize, we're talking about pH, the acidity of the body. The body has a certain pH, a certain level of acidity. And many bacteria or diseases thrive according to the pH. Now, we've got acidity in our stomach. It's natural. We've got acidity in other parts of the body as well. But in general, the body is alkaline. And he says that celery helps alkalize the body. Okay. All right? So, what am I going to say again about this guy? So, yeah, let us just look back at some facts about celery. Let's forget about this guy and let's just like facts. Okay, these are proven facts. We know that surely celery is good for you. I mean, it's one of the vegetables always mentioned, have your vegetables. Celery is good. In its raw state, it's low in calories and it contains a good amount of vitamin K. Vitamin K is very, very important for blood clotting, bone metabolism, regulating blood calcium level, and it has other vitamins and minerals as well. Now, according to experts in the medical field, the claims by this so-called medical medium have little or no scientific background.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Doctors always worry that people take advice from people like him and they will stop then taking actual help from qualified medical practitioners or professionals. So it's a long way to go. Now, Anthony Williams, that's his real name, does admit he has no medical training. He's not saying I'm something and he's not, okay? Instead, he says he gets this medical information from, wait for it, a spirit.
I knew it. Maybe that's where the
'Cause
medium comes
there we
in.
go, there we
now
go.
I'm not surprised to hear that.
So let me quote. When I was 4 years old, I heard a voice. I am the spirit of the Most High. There is no one above me but God himself. And he claims how at that young age, the spirit told him his grandmother had lung cancer. So he talks about, I quote again, secrets that have not yet surfaced about how to finally heal. And he says he can, quote again, reveal the truth about chronic illnesses you won't hear anywhere else. So is that convincing enough for medical practitioners?
I'm guessing the answer is no.
Exactly. So there's a gastroenterologist who also has his own YouTube channel. He's very well known in Philadelphia. His name is Dr. Austin Chiang. And he also makes videos, as I said. And he claims that whatever claim is made by this medical medium is not backed by scientific ground. And so this could be harmful maybe for some patients who abuse of that. So in the video, the medical medium also says, I can give you clarity on diseases that doctors often misdiagnose or treat incorrectly. Or they just give up on and they label mystery illnesses. Now, if you go to the website, I was curious enough. I just went to the guy's website and I just wanted to see. He's got testimonials out there. I mean, I can tell you there's also Sylvester Stallone. I don't know if it's been posted right now if you're watching us, but it's right there. I just put them on display for people viewing us to read the testimonials. You've got Robert De Niro as well. You've got other people. He knows how to do its marketing. But if you go to this website and you scroll down, and there's this little disclaimer hidden right at the bottom part, and you click on it and you will read a different story than the ones he tells you on his videos. So I'm quoting from their disclaimer.
Okay.
Anthony William is not a licensed medical doctor, chiropractor, osteopathic physician, naturopathic doctor, nutritionist, pharmacist, psychologist, psychotherapist, or other formally licensed healthcare professional, practitioner, or provider of any kind. Anthony William, medical medium, does not render medical diagnosis. Sorry, what am I saying? Yeah, does not render medical, psychological, or other professional advice or treatment, nor does it provide or prescribe any medical diagnosis, treatment, medication, or remedy. The information is for informational purposes only and should not be considered to be healthcare advice or medical diagnosis, treatment, or prescribing. None of this information should be considered a promise of benefits, a claim of cures. This information is not intended as a substitute for advice from your physician or your other healthcare professionals. I'm laughing at the way you're looking at me.
Because that's a lot of words.
You should not use this information for diagnosis or treatment of any health problem or for prescription of any medication or other treatment. And finally, there's the Food and Drug Administration in the States that, regulates the movement, the marketing, not the marketing, but what is sold and if it's safe to be sold in the market. And FDA has not evaluated any food product or service mentioned on or available from or through this page website. But FDA for me is not a reference, honestly. I feel it's a corrupt organization just like any other. But I'm just giving you facts here, all right? I'm investigating. So he's claiming stuff, some celebrities are claiming stuff, but the medical practitioners are not, nor is his website. If you look at the disclaimer, they're telling you not to take his advice. So, I mean, it's a bit confusing at this point. Anyway, what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to give you some celery juice. I've never tasted celery juice, by the way.
CARLA,
We're going to taste it right now live.
No
We're going
wonder
to
you said
actually
it wasn't
live it. Now, if you really want to live the whole experience, you have to take it for at least 10 days, I guess, But let's just taste it and see what it's like.
That's a lot of green to be drinking, CARLA. Oh, wow.
Can you hear that?
That's great. Oh, my days.
A cup for me, a cup for you.
Thank you
So while
very
you
much.
are serving away from the console, so we don't get,
Definitely.
fired or
Of
anything.
course not.
There
So
we go.
little- Oh,
Stop
my
there.
God.
Okay. So what I'm holding is 2 cups of freshly squeezed celery juice. We did not, Onya just cheated. She didn't pour the whole thing because she knows she's not going to like it.
Oh, wow. That's a lot of green. By the way, CARLA gave me her own disclaimer before we came on the air. She said she knows I'm not going to like what we're going to do today.
So yeah,
and lo and behold,
I
this
prepped
is
you.
it.
So first of all, let's taste
Okay.
that. And let's see what this whole thing is about because... Look, I love green
smells
smoothies,
so
but I'm not too sure about celery. I don't know. Let's just taste.
Wow. I will spit back in the cup while we're live on Facebook, so I don't
All
want
right.
to embarrass my family members.
I'm
won't
not
do
too
that.
sure about how people can drink 16 ounces of that.
Oh, maybe it's
Seriously?
acquired taste. Maybe the more you drink it, the
Yeah,
more.
I guess. Anyway, let's read more about what Dr. Chang thinks. Okay, according to him, when you rely only on medical advice from unqualified influencers, it could backfire and become extremely dangerous. You can't just go extremely on something and ignore what medical professionals are telling you. One important message he actually has to all Instagram and YouTube users is there is a lot of medical misinformation out there. Just be careful. So I've also searched on YouTube on people's response to celery juice. Many people they swore by it, saying that it really helped in many discomforts. You want some water? You don't look
I
very
want
good.
some
You
mint.
just took a sip. Imagine you have to take 16 ounces of
No,
that.
thank you.
Seriously?
No, thank you.
All right, you don't want to
I'll
finish your
pass.
cup?
I'm good.
You
Thank
sure?
you so much,
Okay.
CARLA. You're so
Let's
kind.
just put our cups here,
Thank you
very
very much.
civilized way, and we'll see how we'll dispose of the rest. Okay, so that's him. We've got other doctors whom I know for a fact are good doctors. I follow them. I read a lot about them, about their articles. They're really good, so they're reliable. You've got Dr. Andrew Whale. So he says that raw celery contains some natural toxins called psoralens, and it's a group of substances that cause a toxic skin reaction if you're exposed to the UV radiation of the sun. So if your celery is cooked, the psoralens are broken down and they're gone. But these toxins come from a very common fungus called pink rot, which is what causes those brownish patches or discoloration you see on the celery stalks. So if you avoid celery with the brownish patches, you shouldn't have to worry about that. He says it's healthy. He doesn't talk much about the juice, but once again, we're talking about different points of view here. He just mentioned that. Now, there's another guy called Dr. Mercola, and he actually seems pretty fond about that medical medium. He says celery heals the gut. I'm not going to go much into discussions. I wanted to explain how. I'm just going to tell you quickly. There are enzymes in celery that work to raise the hydrochloric acid in the stomach, which is the stomach juice. So the food is digested easily. So that's really good for digestion. It cools the intestinal tract, the digestive tract. He also mentioned strengthens bones. A funny fact, by the way, about celery. Have you ever noticed that the stalk looks like a bone? You've never seen celery before, I feel.
No,
Have you
I
actually
but
bought celery before?
No,
Onion?
I haven't bought it, but I've seen it, but I've not bought
All
it.
right, so there's this thing called doctrine of signatures, and they tell you the food looks like what it actually helps in the body. I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to show you a picture right
That's
now.
interesting.
So, for instance, if you're having carrots, if you cut a carrot a slice, you
Yeah.
can see that it looks like an eye, the slice from
Okay,
inside.
okay.
So, carrots are known to be good for the eye.
Eyes. Oh.
Walnuts for the brain,
Yeah.
grapes for the lungs, tomatoes for the heart, ginger for the stomach, figs for the scrotum. Men out there, listen carefully. Citrus fruits for the breasts.
Okay.
Women out there, listen carefully. Sweet potato for the pancreas.
Ah.
Kidney beans for your kidney, duh.
Obviously.
Bones for the celery for the
Okay.
bones. Mushrooms for your ears. Mushrooms do look like ears if
They
you
do
slice
look
them.
like ears.
And avocados for your uterus.
Such
So
an
that's just
interesting
something I wanted to
philosophy.
say out of the
Thank
blues.
you.
Anyway, so he mentions that celery is very good for the bones. Very, very good because of the calcium it provides. Purifies the bloodstream. What else? Detoxifying, anti-inflammatory. Although he mentions that it's part of many of the foods that are part of the dirty dozen, which means that they're not organic. They have a lot of pesticide or they're genetically modified.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's better to buy organic. You're still feeling that bitter taste in your
Yes,
mouth,
I
aren't you?
am.
Yeah.
I can't lie.
So there's no doubt celery is nutritious. It's a vegetable, so it's up your fiber intake, folate intake, but he says it's best to actually eat it as a whole. After
Rather than juice
all those 5 pages I just showed you of explanation, that's what he says. That's our
Just
conclusion.
eat your celery, don't drink
Yeah.
it.
Now the last doctor I'm going to mention, she's actually someone I would share the opinion with. If I had to give an opinion about it, once again, I'm not a doctor. I do have I'm a health coach. I'm a holistic nutritionist. I'm a biologist, but I can give my opinion on that, and I would have given the same opinion as her. So once again, she praises celery. Celery is good in fiber, antioxidants, vitamin C. She talks of flavonoids that are also antioxidants, very good for inflammation. She recommends celery in the diet. Of course, you can use it as raw to dip into hummus or avocado dips instead of carrots, cucumbers. Also, add it to salads, soups, stews, other dishes. And she says it's an impressive list of antioxidants it is, but they're not unique to celery. You can find these antioxidants in other vegetables as
Okay.
well. It doesn't have to be celery. And you have to eat a colorful assortment of fruits and vegetables to get all the goodness from the vegetables, because every color is represented by one antioxidant, one compound that is very good against inflammation. And she mentions that most of the studies done on celery have been performed using a celery extract as opposed to whole celery or celery juice.
Okay.
All right. And what she thinks is you could easily, now we couldn't because we didn't like the taste, but if you want to have celery, you can easily go up to 2 cups. But if you think of the amount of celery that goes through that juicer in order to give you those 2 cups, would you actually eat those celery stalks? Would you eat it all? That's quite a lot. You can't eat an entire head of celery all at once. It's quite a lot. So there is evidence that juice nutrients are more readily absorbed. We know that juicing is good, but there's also a study that demonstrates that nearly half of those antioxidant nutrients in celery stay behind with the pulp after juicing.
Okay.
So
there's
there we
really
go.
No point.
Another thing is that people do claim that it helped them. They might not be lying, but usually when you're drinking that much, you're omitting something maybe that's not good enough for you, and you're replacing it with something good like celery. So indirectly, you are doing some good to your body
Yeah.
by removing something that's not good. It might not just be celery juice alone. Maybe they've decided during that time they're going to have a healthier diet as well. So there are other factors
Different
engaged.
factors, yeah.
It's not just, the celery itself. Maybe they drank usually coffee in the morning with sugar and milk, and they've decided instead of that to have their celery in the morning. So yeah, there's a lot of that going on. So many people are replacing their cups of, sugar-laden whatever, coffee or sodas. But maybe if they drank any freshly pressed vegetable, not just celery, it could be tomato juice, I don't know, or even lemon water instead, they could also experience the same benefits. All right, so there's a lot to say about that. Finally, Is it the miracle juice? I personally don't think it can hurt. If you enjoy it, just go for it. If you
It's
don't,
healthy
do
either
not.
ways.
But remember that you should think of the bigger picture. You should think of having a healthier lifestyle, a healthier diet, if you want to really, really take care of yourself. Anyway, enough about celery for today. We will
Yes,
make sure
enough
that Onion
about
drinks
celery.
more of that but
No.
during the break. I will leave you on a bed of stone with Asha.
She's been sleeping on a bed of stone by a window where no light goes. She wakes to the roar of the traffic rumbling outside. Then she remembers
we're back. This is Health Station with Carla.
Primary food target. Home cooking.
You did it, girl.
I did it. I guess the celery is working.
For those of you listening, I mean, we introduced something new about the primary foods that we cover every time we do the show, because I really want you to understand it's not just about what you're eating. Well, today turns out to be about what we're eating.
Or drinking.
But primary foods are basically everything that has to do with making you healthy. It could be your finances, it could be the joy in your life, it could be your health, it could be your career, it could be your education. There should be a balance in your life, and we're all about that balance. You've got 12 areas to focus on when it comes to balancing, and don't think it's gonna ever be perfect. Mine isn't. I don't think Onion either.
It's not.
That's what life is about. You work towards that balance. It's a small step, but you will get there slowly but surely. Anyway, how are you feeling? How are your taste buds?
A bit relieved.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Would you
Yeah.
like some tips about that?
I would love
to
some
relieve
tips.
the taste buds.
I would love
Let's
some
go for the tips.
All right.
It's time for Tip Top Tips with Carla.
All right. So last week we had one of our humble, loyal viewers mentioning, why don't we talk about also recipes for pineapple?
Recipes for pineapple.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Pineapple
I
on the
came
right
up with the recipe as well.
No.
And this is your chance to change the taste of what we just tasted before.
side. Oh God. I mean, who wouldn't want to do a show with Carla?
And who would want to eat pineapples?
I know.
I mean, there are plenty in Nigeria.
Yes, and they're
Do not look at the
delicious
container.
too.
I'm not going to open it yet. Look at me. Look at me. Focus.
Okay, so I'm focusing.
And they are loaded with nutrients, high in vitamin C,
Mm-hmm.
manganese, antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, all the antis you want.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They also, by the way, something interesting. They contain an enzyme called bromelain. And this enzyme breaks down protein molecules to
Okay.
make them easier to digest. So some people use pineapple as a meat tenderizer. Because if you rub the meat with pineapple or pineapple juice and you let it set, it will break down a bit the protein molecules inside and make it softer to chew.
Okay, I'm going
So that's
to try
one thing
that
you
at
can
home.
do. Exactly. So I'm going to open. For those of you watching us, we have the recipe that
So
is
relieved.
going to be displayed now for you. I'm getting a fork for you. There you go.
Thank you very much.
And I hope you're going to like it. So it's basically a pineapple cucumber salad.
Okay.
Very easy to do.
Okay.
Takes 10 minutes. Have a bite.
With pleasure.
Delicious. Don't tell me it's not good.
So I've never had the combination of pineapple and
You
cucumber
could.
before.
Oh, by the way, the best way to have the salad. First of all, let's tell our listeners what are the ingredients. But if you want to know more or you won't have time to check us online live now, you can always follow us on hashtag the health station. It will be posted eventually, or at Carla Nujaim C if you'd like to follow me, or Onion. I don't know. No, Onion doesn't usually post what we put here, but
now I'm
you can
going
follow
to.
Onion.
Okay, it's Oniniechi_. That's me.
Mine sounds easier.
No.
No?
No.
You sure?
Yeah.
Let's see who posts. Let's see
see
who
who posts
follows
first.
who. Anyway, cut the story short. Hashtag the health station, or you can also follow Nigeria Info FM Lagos. It will be posted, of course, because they will be tagged. So, pineapple salad with cucumber. All the ingredients are local. Pineapple, cucumber, coriander, mint, green onion, red chili pepper.
Okay.
You need a bit of fish sauce. You need a bit of lemon zest, lemon juice,
Okay.
a bit of brown sugar. For the whole big pineapple, it's just 1 teaspoon of sugar. So I know I'm a what do you call it? An advocate against sugar, and I'm still saying sugar is bad. But if you just put a little, it won't hurt you that much if your diet is healthy in general. So how did you find it?
I'm finding it very interesting.
Do you know what this
And I
goes?
like that there are colors.
Yeah.
There's red, there's green, there's yellow. Entertaining to eat.
Perfect side dish, grilled fish. Have this with grilled fish.
Okay.
Or any grilled food, grilled chicken, grilled meat. Or if you enjoy curry, have it with some curry. I had it yesterday
So
with
you
some
sprinkle curry
chicken
on it?
curry. No, you don't. No, you have a curry stew.
Okay.
Chicken. The one I had was
Okay.
pumpkin and chicken curry stew. Delicious. And instead of rice, I actually added the salad to it on the side, and I had them together. Delicioso.
Health goals.
Really nice. Really nice. Anyways, we will let you be again on another break.
Oh, yeah.
Coaster by Khalid.
While we
And
munch.
meanwhile, we will, what am I going to say? Enjoy our salad. See you later after the break.
No, don't come back to me. You want the one for me.
All right, we're back with some more on your health. Welcome back to the health station. For those of you tuning in right now, look at the look on the on your face when you
Amazing.
tasted the celery juice and when you had the pineapple
Yes,
salad.
there's a huge
It's
difference.
like before, after.
I'm so glad with the after. Amazing.
Yeah,
Amazing.
we were actually, for those of you tuning in right now, we were mentioning a recipe of pineapple, something easy you can do home, just to encourage you to really start incorporating healthy eating habits into your life. And pineapple is one of them. And I was just telling you that it doesn't have to be a side dish, because I was mentioning it could be eaten with fish, grilled chicken, grilled meat, or with a curry stew. You can just have it as a snack.
It's the main meal.
Yeah.
Main dish.
No, as a snack.
As a snack.
Yeah,
okay,
in
so
between.
instead of, being unhealthy, making unhealthy decisions. This
Exactly.
is satisfying, fulfilling, nutritious.
You're using all the
Guilt-free.
words, girl.
Guilt-free.
And you can actually add some nuts to it.
Okay.
Some peanuts.
Oh,
To
that'd be
give it
colourful.
like a protein boost.
Okay.
Okay, so
Tips
you
taking.
can play around. It's really all about trial and error and see what goes with your taste buds. But that was one way of getting you started.
Thank you, Chef Carla.
You are welcome, my dear. I hope to be a chef. Actually, no, I don't want to be a chef one day. Being a chef,
So
I
much
mean, I
stress.
applaud chefs, but they have a hectic job.
Yeah, they do.
Really.
Mhm.
I would like to be the person eating the chef's food. This I wouldn't mind.
The taster.
Yeah, the taster.
That's a great job.
As long as it's a good chef. End up in the hospital every time. Do you know that I don't know if it's true, but I saw this in one of the cartoons about Cleopatra, the ancient Egyptian pharaohs.
Yeah.
That they actually had a taster. I guess all the kings.
Yes,
did.
I'm sure they. Well, I think it was more of to be sure they weren't eating poison.
Exactly.
Food.
So
Yeah,
they
so-
would. But I wouldn't want to live in that time.
No,
yeah,
not that
def-
kind of taster.
Exactly.
Like
not that
Carla's type of taster. That's amazing.
You're my taster.
Yes, I am.
But I taste with you.
Yes,
so
you
there's
do.
no
So
risk.
I'm sure. Okay, I'm fine.
All right, we're back. We're back once again. We're actually taking from where we left off last week. We were talking about clean eats to unclog your arteries. Heart disease is a very, 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 very common disease nowadays, and having clogged arteries is one of the reasons people endure with heart disease. So these foods, along with the in general healthy diet, do have a certain influence on how well your vessels are, your arteries are. Once again, it's what takes the blood from the heart to the other organs. It's the vessel taking everything and distributing everything. So you want it clean and neat, and make sure there's nothing blocking like cholesterol or anything else. So we mentioned last week, and I'm recapping but very quickly, we mentioned avocado.
Yes, I remember.
We mentioned what did we mention, fatty fish. We spoke that we do have a lot of fatty fish here.
Yeah.
You've got the Titus, mackerel, herring. What else did we talk about? Ejayan or furo.
Yeah.
Am I saying it right?
You're trying.
Okay,
Yeah, you're trying.
I'm
You're
just
doing a
embarrassing
good
myself.
job.
But maybe at least I got the letters
E
right.
for effort.
Crayfish. E for effort. Crayfish, dry fish. Enjoy. Plenty of that. Plenty. But make sure, watch out, the catfish is not a fatty fish. Because it's been very commercialized here in Nigeria because it's cheap. Catfish eats mainly everything.
Yeah.
I was when I was in Ibadan, there was a friend of mine. She actually had a small farm in her backyard, raising catfish to sell. And I was like, how do you cope with the demand? She's like, honey, it's the easiest thing to feed. They eat anything. I'm like, seriously, anything? So yeah, I don't want to have any of that fish if they eat anything.
But
I don't
it's
know.
delicious though.
Yeah, I'm sure it is, but it's not fatty.
But it's not fatty.
So it's not the kind of fish I'm talking about.
Okay.
But do enjoy it, of course.
Noted.
It's
Yeah.
fish at the end of the day. All right, so number 4 on the list is olive oil.
Yes, there was some olive oil in my eggplant dip last week.
Yes, there were. Oh, somebody enjoys and remembers.
Yes, I do.
So when it comes to cooking, salad dressing, sprinkling oil on your eggplant dip or on your hummus or on your cream cheese or whatever it is, for me, it's my all-time favorite. For me, it's my star oil. It's one of the key ingredients, by the way, of the Mediterranean diet. And the Mediterranean diet was named this year as the world's best diet by the US News and World Report. So there's something to it, and olive oil definitely has something to do with it. All right, so it's the same quality of fat that you find in avocado oil. You also have peanut oil that has the same quality of fat. It's called monounsaturated fat. But depending on how you process the peanut, that's why I'm a bit reluctant when it comes to encouraging people to only cook with peanut oil. There are wide ranges of flavors of peanut oil. You have from mild to sweet to strong to nutty, and you have to watch out of what kind of peanut oil you're buying, because most of it is usually processed. Why not olive oil? You do find processed olive oil, but if you get the 100% extra virgin olive oil, which you find a lot, you will not find it processed. Why? Olive oil is natural, okay? In that it is one of the few plant oils which is edible as pressed from the plant.
Okay.
Peanut oil must be chemically processed
Before it can be edible.
And this is the way to remove this way actually removes the helpful antioxidants that you find and other natural ingredients in the oil. So I would personally prefer extra virgin olive oil because it has an interesting flavor as well. And most peanut oil has had all the flavors removed.
Okay.
It's that we call it deodorized. And then once that's done, it's also bleached and refined. So that removes most of the nutritional benefits from the peanut oil.
Okay.
So you really have to be very wary about what kind of peanut oil you're buying.
consuming.
So how do you add olive oil to your diet? Just drizzle on your salads. Use for stir frying.
Okay.
Make sure you're buying the right type. That's all I can say.
You can use
100%
it for health
organic.
heavy cooking, apart from like drizzling on your salads.
Stir frying.
Stir frying. Okay.
When you're saying deep frying, whatever oil you're using, you're destroying it. It becomes rancid. It has no antioxidant benefits. In the contrary, any vitamin inside becomes inactive, and it has actually an oxidative effect on health.
Wow.
So when you're eating deep fried food, many people tend to count the calories. Yeah, it's fine if I have this. It's just that much of a calorie amount. It's not about the calories. Not all calories are equal. It's about the quality of the calorie you're buying. If you're eating, if I'm having a plate of fries that's deep fried, and if I'm having 5 plates of potatoes that are not deep fried, and they have the same amount of calories, I'm still better off eating the 5 plates of potatoes that are not deep fried, comparing to the 1 plate that's deep fried. Because the calories I'm eating from the unfried potato is going to be used by my body. It's going to help my body. It's not something that's going to attack my body, and my body is going to be like, what am I going to do with this? I can't use this. Let's just dump it in the liver or dump it in the fat cells. And it makes it even harder to get rid of your fat cells because there's so much junk in them. So it's really a ripple effect here. Really, there's so much to say. But let's go back to our olive oil. Do enjoy olive oil, my darling.
Yes, I will. Thank you.
Okay. Honestly, I'm not going to postpone this to another show, and we are running out of time, so I'm not going to go much into details. So we said avocado, fatty fish, nuts, olive oil. Surprise! Coffee.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Another-
Good news for coffee lovers. Apparently, coffee helps keep your arteries clean. Now, studies have found that drinking 3 cups of coffee a day significantly lowers your risk of developing clogged arteries, also known as atherosclerosis. But there's no reason to start drinking coffee just because I said that. If you're not a coffee drinker, don't drink
fine.
coffee. And bear in mind, coffee isn't the only thing. It could be green tea. Green tea has proven to have beneficial effects on the heart. And it's important to stay away from sugar and the condensed milk creams that you add to your coffee or tea. These will really not help with the effect. So you want to have your coffee. If you are a coffee drinker, do enjoy it moderately. Black, no sugar, no cream. It does have some good effects. I enjoy a cup in the morning, and I never really finish it. I think it's just the smell of the coffee I enjoy.
Yes, it's when you smell coffee, it's like, oh my gosh. When you taste it,
Well, it's not as, I mean, it's not like celery juice, at least.
no, definitely not. No, celery juice
I
is a
think
winner.
celery juice has
That's
topped
the winner.
our list. All right, number 6, turmeric. It's that powder that gives curry the yellow color. If you like curry, enjoy your curry. Turmeric is actually a member of the ginger family.
Yeah.
All right. It's very common in South Asian cuisine, especially curry, just like I said. And it is loaded with vitamin C, vitamin D, curcumin. anti-inflammatory properties. So the whole thing is very good for your artery walls. Add it to your diet. Now, if you don't usually enjoy curry or add it to your food, you can actually have turmeric tea. All you need to do, boil 4 cups of water, add 1 or 2 teaspoons of ground grated or powdered turmeric. Allow the mixture to simmer, of course, for around 10 minutes. Don't let it boil, low fire. And after that, let your tea, put it in a container and allow your tea to cool down for 5 minutes and drink.
Okay.
Very, very good for your health, or just enjoy curry, as I said. Number 7, garlic. You knew I was going to mention it sooner or later.
I
Everybody
knew.
Garlic is in all the lists.
But it has
Did
a
you
lot
notice
of
that?
health benefits.
It's in all the lists. Garlic has been around for centuries. It has been used for medicinal purposes, and recently it has shown to improve health of the heart. Now, this is thanks to a specific compound in garlic called allicin. Think of Alice.
Alice in Wonderland.
Allicin, not like Alice in Wonderland, but Allicin as in Allison. It's actually, it's only formed when you're crushing or chopping the garlic.
Okay.
So you do have to crush or chop the garlic and wait for about 5 to 10 minutes for the allicin to kick in, and then you can cook or eat your garlic to get the strongest and most complex taste.
So while chewing the garlic, allicin is not necessarily
It
present.
takes time, 5 to 10 minutes. So
okay.
let it rest, then after take it in to make
Okay.
sure it's fully there. And garlic's taste actually will slowly mellow within a day of being cut. If you cut it and put it in the fridge, you will notice
really?
that the taste is not as strong. And that's because allicin is only stable for a few hours. That's her name. And before it degrades into smaller sulfur compounds, and that's what gives the aftertaste and smell of garlic. You know, the who ate garlic or burping garlic.
Yeah.
So, what else? So yeah, it's been proven. There's been a study done. There's been a study about taking garlic extract in doses of 600 to 1500 milligrams a day for 24 weeks, and it showed to have the same effect as drugs taken, prescription drugs, to control blood pressure.
Okay.
So
So
it
just
does.
chew
It's
your garlic.
proven. Enjoy your garlic, be it in your salad dressings, in your dips, in your cooking.
My dad chews garlic. I'm like, good dad.
Good.
I'm like,
Bravo,
you are so
bravo.
strong.
Where's that clap, clap, clap?
Where is
bravo,
our clap?
bravo, bravo.
That's for you, dad.
Yep. All right. So number 8, citrus fruits.
Okay.
Oranges, lemons, limes, grapefruits, tangerines, filled with vitamin C and antioxidant and flavonoids, and all of this is anti-inflammatory. Very, 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 very good. Then I'm not going to go much into details, although I wanted to. Whole grains. That doesn't mean brown bread or brown sugar, because people tend to confuse brown products with whole grain
products. Yeah.
Oh, it's healthy, it's brown. No, some of the bread you buy out there has caramel added to it and molasses added to it just to give it a brown color. That doesn't make it whole grain. Intact whole grains are unrefined, and they're close to how they are found in nature, like oats, oatmeal, barley, brown rice or fada rice. It's one of the best rice to cook with.
Yes,
it does
I've
take
heard.
longer time because it's whole grain than the instant rice. They contain a wide range of nutrients like fibers, vitamins, minerals, antioxidants once again, and these are really good for the heart. So when I'm saying whole grains, I'm saying whole oats, brown rice, barley, burghul, which is cracked wheat. We have a lot of that in the Mediterranean
Yes,
diet.
we have that.
Quinoa, millet, buckwheat. Very important. So what are refined grain? If you think of the grain, it has 3 layers. You have the bran, you have the endosperm, which is the white part, and you have the germ. So what do manufacturers do? They remove the germ, which contains the very healthy fat, B vitamin, E vitamin, and other very healthy fats, and they remove the bran, which is what contains B vitamins and fiber, and they just keep the endosperm, which contains starch. And because it just contains starch, it lasts longer on the supermarket shelves. So the white flour, the white bread, everything that's white is refined grains. White bread, white rolls, white wraps, crackers, crisp breads, white rice, white pasta, couscous, instant noodles. These all are made from refined grains.
Okay.
You want whole grain products that are that have been through some processing, but not as much as refined. They do still contain some beneficial nutrients that still remain, like whole grain bread. I buy mine from Chocolat Royal, the multi-cereal bread. You can feel just by chewing the bread that it's not easy to chew. It doesn't melt softly like
White
the
bread does.
white bread. And this is what you need. This is what's important. Wholemeal and mixed grain breads, wholemeal pasta, muesli, wholemeal flour. List goes on. Number 9 on our list, we have, that was whole grains. Okay, and we have to go quickly on
Yeah.
that. Number 10, beans.
Oh, beans
Enjoy your
itself.
beans. Starchy beans, very, very important. They have very important effects on your gut bacteria. I have to end our show right now because Onion is looking at me like, quick. So that was our list. I'm going
Alice,
to
we
end
got
the
to
show
number 10.
with a quote, as I always will do, by Steve Jobs. A very, very good way to end your Friday morning with a reflection. So here goes. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life. And the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking. Don't settle. As with all matters of the heart, you will know when you find it.
Aw,
Steve
that's
Jobs.
very touching.
May God,
Rest his soul.
his soul. And he was a great man.
Yeah,
So
he was.
have a wonderful weekend. I'll see you next week once again.
Thanks for the food.